Big fish pond in the garden, koi carp, you know, swimming around. And went down to the Thames, led down to the Thames. Or the Thames, as you might say.
No.
The Thames. It goes through the river that goes through London. Anyway, and I had a call one day from an American guy who was living, American producer who was living in London. And he had one, he said to me, Justin, I said, yeah. He said, are you the guy who sang Nights in White Satin?
No.
I mean, that wasn't the whole conversation, you know, he didn't put the phone down then, you know. It was a bit more than that. So he said, you know, I've got a song that I'd really like you to consider doing. So anyway, he sent round a demo to my house. And I was playing it, and in the kitchen that day was a young lad who was working at the Moody Blues record shop. Yes, we had a record shop. We had about 5 of them. It was a complete disaster. It was one of our madder ideas. And but anyway, there was this boy who was working in the shop, and he was around my house when we were doing some stuff, and he was making the tea, and he brought a cup of tea into the lounge. And he'd been listening to the song, and he said to me, you know, he said, you should do that song. He said, that guy's put a lot of work into it. He's put it in your key. He said, it's just right for you. And I said, you think? He said, yeah, you should do it. So anyway, I said, okay. And I went down to a studio called Advision behind Oxford Street. And I met Jeff Wayne, who was working on this musical version of the H.G. Wells story called The War of the Worlds. Terribly English. What the hell was Tom Cruise doing with that? How do you think that worked? Did anybody else see that?
Yeah.
Days of Future Past, and you didn't see it, no. Don't bother, no. But anyway, he was working on this musical version of The War of the Worlds, and I recorded this song, and I did a lot of harmonies. He wanted me to do, like I normally do harmonies, there's no problem with myself, but he wanted like big layers of them all through this and through the rest of the album. And I did another song on the album. And then we had a lovely couple of days, and then I heard nothing for about a year. And then I had a call from a promotion guy at CBS, and he said, you know that thing you did with Jeff Wayne? And I said, yeah, sure. He said, it's in the charts. I said, oh really? Where in the charts? It could be like 193, couldn't it? You know? And he said it's like number 33, and if you do Top of the Pops next week, it'll be in the top 30, and it's all going to be great, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Well, he was right. I did Top of the Pops, and we all had a wonderful time, and it's been a really lucky song for me. And it's our pleasure to do it for you now. And this is called Forever Old. The summer sun is fading as the year grows on, and darker days are drawing near. The winter winds will be much colder. Now you're not here. I watch the birds fly south across the autumn sky.